It is as certain as your next breath. We feel pain in life. We are destined to feel some amount of pain in our lives, some more than others, and some in different ways, whether it be physical, emotional, spiritual, mental, societal, a feeling of separation on many different levels. We're going to feel these things to some magnitude or another. Now, how we understand this pain is what we choose. What avenues of research we work our way through in order to find answers, in order to find ways to understand and relieve this pain, to traverse beyond the chasm that is pain. There is, of course, the pain that we experience as the thesis, and the antithesis, the understanding, the trying to conquer pain, trying to follow an avenue that leads away from pain. And then in the center, when they converge, is the synthesis. And once this synthesis happens, then there are whole new avenues for thesis and antithesis. Further pain is certainly another thesis that'll come up, forced onto us by human life. But then we come at it with another level of understanding, another antithesis, so that we reach a new synthesis. And just as a tree grows and it has rings and branches that sprout, and the rings show the age, we find that we expand inward, just like rings in a tree expand outward the longer it lives. True expansion isn't about operating in the external world, it's about operating within. Choosing what antithesis of understanding you counter pain with in order to grow from it instead of letting it destroy you. Now, if your antithesis, your understanding is inadequate, the thesis will continue, the pain will continue, it will evolve on its own, and it will reach new extremes. But if your antithesis of understanding is adequate, if it is all-encompassing in how it assesses the pain that you're feeling at any given time, then the synthesis will rise, and instead of devolving, as sometimes it does, because sometimes our understanding leads to further emotional, mental, spiritual, and even physical pain. The physical pain that I feel in my life is somewhat due to my own failures, my own foolishness. The emotional, spiritual, and mental pain that I feel is a lot of it is also due to my own foolishness, but I have reached greater and greater degrees and higher and higher levels of synthesis by joining what pain I feel at progressive times with the proper antithesis of understanding, properly understanding it, properly surmounting it, so that at least, even if my physical pain is not in my complete control, my mental pain is. And I always look for a solution, a way to reach these greater synthesi. I'm not really sure if that's a word, synthesize, multiple syntheses. Anyway, you get the idea. Greater and greater levels of synthesis. Now, when we evaluate ourselves, we have to be very careful, because what we want to believe about our pain, it's not our fault, or the world is unfair. These don't bring a proper antithesis to pain. They only increase its magnitude. The magnitude of pain will increase if we don't look for a solution, and we instead look for a justification for our anger at the world, or anger at our pain, or our frustration with the situations that we're in. Frustration only leads to greater and greater pain, namely mental pain of the spiritual, emotional, and mental kind. But if we seek constant new understandings to counter our pain and work off old understandings, even if we don't feel like we're in a lot of pain, then all levels of synthesis will evolve us as a person. We become something more than we were. We become an essence that we crafted, an essence that is getting brighter and brighter and brighter, and our very spirit becomes one with what we want it to be. We evolve our spirit ourselves based on our choices mentally. For instance, I used to have frustration with the world, that there's not a lot of people like me as far as being interested in spirituality, philosophy, trying to understand the nature of reality and the universe. But that was the mental pain. The antithesis to that pain was, I am a unique person. Everybody's a unique person. This is the understanding, the antithesis. And if I'm especially unique, for some reason I'm interested in things that most people aren't. If I try to understand things most people don't, then what gives me the right to expect the same from them? My uniqueness shouldn't be something that I hold against everyone else. It shouldn't be something that encourages me to just hate everyone because they're not quite as different as I am. And if I do, what good does it do me? And what benefit does hatred bring? What benefit does frustration bring? It brings no benefit. So with that understanding as the antithesis, the frustration at being rather lonely, rather unique, I guess you could say, as far as my interests in society, came together into a new understanding, a new thesis that was the understanding that I have to seek and develop regardless of what other people believe, what other people feel, what other people think they understand. I have to develop not necessarily on my own, but as an individual, and not just be a reaction to the difference around me, the differences in people that I see in society. And I honestly, even nowadays, see that most people are different from me. I have different interests in existence, in trying to understand reality. Most people don't. So I've come to the conclusion long ago that is okay. Well, not long ago, years ago, that's okay. I have to not be frustrated about that because it leads nowhere, and it decreases the level and destroys any synthesis that I've accomplished, and goes down and down and down. I have to be who I am, regardless of what other people are. And this isn't to push other people down or to conquer them. It's all about conquering myself and increasing the magnitude in which this synthesis pervades my being, pervades my spirit, trying to evolve as a person. Now, whatever you believe, whatever you're a part of, whatever you come to feel as far as pain or tribulation, or however you understand it, something negative that comes upon you as a human being, as it inevitably will, you must bring an antithesis of understanding to help you conquer that roadblock, that obstacle. And then you can control your synthesis. Control every single synthesis that you have and become the person that you want to develop into. I believe that's all I have to say on this subject. Thank you very much for watching. If you thought this was interesting at all, feel free to hit that thumbs up down there, that like button. If you want to comment and you want to share an experience where you think this is related, or you disagree with me, feel free to shoot it down in the comment section below, and I will see you in the future. May you have many and more frequent synthesis in your future life. Thank you very much.